tell me about some of your memories of this extraordinary character and role, and tell me how you're doing these days, just in general.
Yes, Stargate Atlantis. Stargate Atlantis. Yes. I remember, I had done Predator too.
Yes.
And not much sci-fi. And I remember Stargate, the agent at the time, said, "Hey, Stargate wants you to do some recurring character." All right. They sent me the script. Acastus Kolya. Interesting character. I like the name, Acastus Kolya. Has a ring to it. And so we did it and spoke to the writing team and the production team, and they were very open to my ideas. There were certain things I wanted to change, and they were very open to all my changes and even the wardrobe ideas, and that was very collaborative. And I remember having a good time with the cast. We shot it in Vancouver, and we did The Storm in the Eye. I think those were the first 2 episodes that we were drenched, and it was kind of interesting to have those, climate change aspects to the series, and to be acting under those conditions is fun. And Sheppard, of course, that was fun. All the cast was terrific people. They were a lot of fun, and trying to think back. I just always thought that, I did a lot of changing, a lot of collaboration with them in terms of the script, you know what I mean? Making the character fit myself. I think the most frustrating part was I wasn't in great shape for those initial Taekwondo things.
Oh gosh. Yeah, you did a lot of that physicality.
I mean, there was a lot of that, and that was like, you're going to do that. You got a month. You need a month rehearsal. You get there the next day. Okay, we're doing these moves, and you can't, unless you're already an expert at that, which I was not. I wasn't ever. I did a little bit of martial arts, a lot of dance and stuff, but to go into there and do all that stick work, I think that was the frustrating aspect to that for me there. Because I would want to have been crispy with them, you know what I mean? And for that, you can't do it overnight. That was frustration. But the other times, it was fun. It was fun creating Acastus Kolya. I thought he was a little short-lived. I thought they could have done more to the character. I always saw him as joining forces with them for a period of time. I said, it makes sense. Why? Why not? You have a strong presence of this character, and and it was interesting that they don't see that sometimes. The audience sees it, but the producers, they don't see it. They're locked into something else. They could have easily made Kolya a character that helped Sheppard and the rest of them fight, and then they could have had it's like China and Russia right now joining forces. I mean, what happens in America and the Allies. You do that, and then you break up, and then it's like World War II with Russia and the Allies. So you could have done something like that and justified the antagonism that they felt toward each other's lifestyles.
It's interesting because at the end of season 1, they do hook up with the Genii briefly to coordinate some weaponry, but Kolya isn't there. He's kind of stepped out to the side, and it's like every time they wanted the Genii as an antagonist, you were brought in front and center, and it's beautiful because it works so great. The antagonism between him and Sheppard, they were excellent foils for each other. They really hated each other.
Well, you could have had that continue on, and that could have just been a political frustration within it. Imagine being in there and having that tension quite a little more frequently, because they're both vying for power. They're both vying to take the Stargate a certain way. And they could have, I think, who's the creator? Joe, right?
Joseph Malazzi, Paul Mully, and Brad Wright and Rob Cooper. Yes, sir.
Yeah, all those cats, they were good guys. Um, it was interesting, very interesting.
Tell me about who this character was for you on the page and how you brought him to life. Was he a mercenary? Was he? How did he feel about working for his government the way he was? Was he just a razor that when they needed something sliced open, they would call him in and he would get the job done? Who was Kolya to you?
Kolya to me was Kurtz in the Heart of Darkness, that didn't go so over the edge, but had political ambitions. And he was unlike any kind of, politician warrior. He was a Patton. He was a General Patton that had a different idea in terms of how to handle this stuff. And you had the political people like Eisenhower and the other generals, but Patton was more of a warrior general. And had they listened to him, it would be different. Could have been different. He was tough. So I saw him more like a warrior leader as opposed to a tool for something else. He had, for my own thing, I had a different agenda behind that whole, and that was to take over the Stargate.
Absolutely, it's a tool with remarkable power behind it.
And I did wind up inside Sheppard's head. Don't forget.
I would think after he shot him back through the wormhole, like getting kicked out of the house, it would have gotten pretty personal for Kolya pretty quick. Like there would have been other things added to his agenda alongside, personal power. It's like, okay, I've got to get this guy back, and I'm not going to let it go.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have. Look, it's like every politics. Look what we're going through today, American politics, and any politics throughout the world. You have allies, you have detractors, you have conflict, and you have alliances. It's very interesting, David, the whole thing. But Kolya, I think the revenge aspect was a little too petty for him. It wasn't so much as revenge as control. And again, that's in my subtextual analysis. It's not necessarily on the page, but it would lead to a few things, if you go back and look at some instances, because he was formidable.
Thanks for watching this clip from Dial the Gate. You can find the full live stream shows on our YouTube channel or visit dialthegate.com for the complete schedule. See you on the other side.